I call to order the September 26, 2022 Village of Machesney Park Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Mr. Secretary, would you please call roll?
Commissioner Klinger,
Here.
Commissioner Heidemann's here, Commissioner Fluger,
Here.
Commissioner Stromberg,
Here.
Commissioner Danielewicz.
Here.
Carries yes, Tom's yes, James is yes. And Commissioner Ohms.
Here. We have a quorum, so we'll continue. Everyone should have received the minutes from August 22nd. Is there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve
there a
minutes from
second?
last month.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes approved. Communications? No communications. We'll go right to item 5. Variance from front yard setback for a privacy fence for property known as 9414 Baldwin Drive. Carrie, can you give us
Yes, a while back, we adopted a text amendment that allowed tall privacy fences to be built in the front yard area where it's considered a side yard on a corner lot because the board was approving so many variances for that very thing. And they were doing that anyway, so we proposed a text amendment that was approved, but the amendment included a requirement that the fence needs to be at least 3 feet inside of that lot line that fronts the roadway, just so it's not right up on a sidewalk if a sidewalk were to be there, and it doesn't block visibility for people who are pulling out of their driveways in that block. These applicants on Baldwin have applied for this variance to allow their 6-foot fence to be right up at that front lot line on the corner lot. There's no sidewalk here. The right-of-way is actually pretty deep here. It's deeper on that side of the street than on the opposite side of the street because the roadway isn't smack in the middle of the right-of-way here. So we find that although there's no hardship, this setback variance would not impose any kind of danger to the nearby residents or any detriment to the area. And we recommend approval of the variance. Thank you.
Scott and Karen Johnson?
Here.
Do you want to speak on the matter? Or? You have to
No,
come up here, though, and be sworn in.
I don't really.
No?
have anything.
No?
Okay.
And nobody in opposition? Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
So, pretty simple.
Yeah, straightforward, simple. Has everyone read and approved the findings of facts?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I get, you got a motion?
We got a motion, we got a second.
Yeah,
So do a roll call.
roll call, please.
Commissioner Heidemann's a yes, Commissioner Ohms,
Yes.
Commissioner Fluger,
Yes.
Commissioner Hankins, not present, Commissioner Klinger,
Yes.
Commissioner Stromberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Danielewicz.
Yes.
So this will go forward with a positive recommendation to the,
Yeah, the October 3rd committee meeting.
should plan on attending. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 6.
And you can excuse yourselves after your items
Yeah.
are finished.
You can stay.
No, you have to.
There's nothing to stay. But you don't have.
Item 6, special use permit for outdoor self-storage in the light industrial district for property known as 10446 Product Drive. Carrie?
Yep, this exact special use permit was approved back in October of 2018. It was not going to begin being established within a year, so then the previous applicant came back to the commission to get a 12-month extension. Still, it was not established at that time. Now, a new applicant, still representing the property owner, has applied for this special use to allow outdoor self-storage again at this property. There is a need for this type of storage in the community, and this is a pretty isolated industrial area, which is one of the ideal spots for a use like this. It does, however, back up to residential lots, but with our recommended conditions, we do not think that the neighborhood would be impacted. Certainly no more than if an actual manufacturing facility were located here in industrial zoning. Our recommended conditions of approval are that the use shall be developed consistent with the site plan. Everything shall be within a 7 to 8 foot tall fence, which would first need a fence permit. Crushed chip asphalt can be used for the parking surface. The rear 25 feet of the lot shall be undisturbed and undeveloped, which is the same type of setback requirement if it were a commercial use backing up to a residential property like this. Lighting shall be directed away from residences and shall be shielded in no more than 0.5 foot candles of lighting, of illumination. And it shall be at the property lines. The only advertising displayed shall be signage identifying the self-storage use, and a civil site plan must be submitted and approved by staff prior to the parking lot being installed. Thank you.
Mr. Roca. Just in case we have questions, maybe you can come
Come
up.
on up. Oh, sure, sure. I'm going to swear you in. Okay. Can you raise your right hand? You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I-
State your name and address for the record, please.
Henry Rocha. Can I grab the address? I'm just, I got the address here.
Sure, sure.
Sorry, I don't remember by memory. So I'm on a 10446 Product Drive, and I'm representing Virgin Stores, which is the company I represent.
Okay. I know this was approved before, so does the commission have any questions for the applicant?
I guess. Is it, does he owns the property, you own the property right next door to it?
Yes.
To
So,
the south.
so I'm just trying to look at that map. So your access, how are you gonna get into this place?
I will have to, right there, right by the entrance,
Yeah.
maybe set up like a different entrance, so
Oh,
to the
okay.
place.
Uh-huh. All right.
Yeah, there would be, there's room for a new driveway there.
Yeah, you're right in that gravel and mid-back blacktop, what have you. Okay.
And just
That's
to,
all I got.
just to confirm, the 25 feet leaves that wooded area back there in between them and the residential area, correct?
That's right.
Okay.
We're good? Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
Discussion? You say, I think we approved this a year ago,
Yeah.
with the same conditions a couple of years ago. Has everyone read and approved the findings of fact?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we get a roll call, please?
Commissioner Stromberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Danielewicz,
Yes.
Commissioner Heiden's a yes, Commissioner Ohms,
Yes.
Commissioner Fluger,
Yes.
Commissioner Klinger.
Yes.
This will go forward with a positive recommendation to the,
October 3rd, committee meeting.
you should plan on being there.
That's at 5:30, the same place.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 7, zoning map amendment from the agriculture AG district to the office OF district for property known as 900 Roosevelt Road. Carrie?
Yep, this is the Harlem Community Center property, and I couldn't find exactly when the Harlem Community Center was constructed here. It's been a while ago. And it was constructed on an ag-zoned property. Now HCC is transferring some of the north end of their land to the North Park Public Water District for an improvement that they have proposed, and they're looking to demolish their building and build a new HCC building in the future. Just to make sure that we don't run into any issues with this being a non-conforming ag-zoned property, HCC has petitioned for this zoning change. A change to the office district is the most appropriate for the types of uses the HCC does there. And staff does recommend approval of this zoning change. Thank you.
Mr. Hagney?
David,
David Hagney?
Yes.
And
Shannon Shuffle.
Shannon, you can come together if you'd like.
Dave's fine.
Okay.
Come on.
Throw me to the wolves. Dave, you gotta raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
State your name and address for the record.
David Hagney, 4615 East State Street, Rockford.
Thank you very much.
Great. Can you give us any more that we need to know about?
No, we're applying for a state grant to build a new facility. Whether we get the grant or not, we'll do a modified version, a reduced version of the building. And the thought is to set it back further so we can take more advantage of the green space that we have on the site. So, and when we called Carrie regarding the discussion of this, she said we probably need to rezone it because it's ag now and we should get a rezoned office.
Okay. Hang on one second in case the commission has
Sure.
any questions. Questions from Mr. Hagney?
It's pretty straightforward,
Yeah.
really.
I think just conformity, that's all. Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Can we get a motion
Motion?
and a second?
Second.
Discussion? Looks like we're just bringing it into compliance, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Conformity. Has everyone read and approved the findings of facts?
Yes.
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 Roll call, please.
Commissioner Fluger,
Yes.
Commissioner Klinger,
Yes.
Commissioner Stromberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Danielewicz,
Yes.
Commissioner Heidemann, yes, Commissioner Ohms.
Yes. So this will go forward with a positive recommendation to the
October 3rd.
5:30. Thank you. Good luck with everything. Item 8, variance from accessory building area regulations in the single-family residential R1 district for property known as 8205 North Second Street. Carrie?
This property owner would just like to build a 120 square foot shed next to his garage. Unfortunately, he already has a detached garage that exceeds the maximum area of accessory structures that are allowed based on the size of his home, because his home is only 900 square feet. So we cannot permit him to add any more accessory structure area to his property unless he's granted a variance from those maximum building area regulations. This variance, if approved, would allow up to 1,140 square feet of accessory structure area rather than the 900 square feet that he's limited to. There's really no physical hardship that necessitates the need for this shed, but we also find that it would not be a detriment or danger to the surroundings. It's a pretty large lot there. So staff does recommend approval with the condition that this variance only allow up to 1,140 square feet of accessory structure. Thank you.
Mr. Merkitis?
I'm gonna ask you to raise your right hand.
Yes.
You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you
Yes,
God?
I do.
State your name and address for the record, please.
Andrew Machesney, 8205 North Second Street, Machesney.
Thank you.
And this shed is just for lawn stuff and
Yeah,
Yeah, just-
mowers and.
just a standard.
snowblower, Yeah,
standard shed? Okay.
all the yard junk. I like a clean garage, so I want it all out of my shed, out of my garage, put it on the shed.
That's not fair that you get to have a clean garage. Commissioners, anything?
No.
That's no
No.
big deal. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Can I get a motion?
Motion,
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
I'll second.
Not any discussion?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Everyone's read and approved the findings of facts?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Can we get a roll call, please?
Commissioner Heidemann's a yes. Commissioner Ohms,
Yes.
Commissioner Fluger,
Yes.
Commissioner Klinger,
Yes.
Commissioner Stromberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Danielewicz,
Yes.
This will go with a positive recommendation to the October 3rd meeting. Please be here at 5:30. Thank you. Item 9, special use permit for outdoor storage in the general industrial IG district for property known as 9900 North Alpine Road. No, property known as 8181 Burden Road. Sorry. Carrie.
As the Hennig's business keeps growing, they keep needing more area to store their finished product outdoors. This new proposed outdoor storage site would be between Burden and Forest Hills, just a bit south of where Forest Hills runs east-west there. And the storage yard would not be unlike what they have just southwest of this property at the corner of Marlin and Burden, just southwest of this proposed site. So staff recommends approval of the special use with conditions that the use must conform to the site plan. It must be enclosed by a solid site obscuring fence 6 to 12 feet tall after getting a fence permit. Security lighting shall be directed downward. Items kept outside shall not be placed in a haphazard manner. The area cannot be leased to another user for outdoor storage, and the site must be paved with asphalt or concrete by June 30th of next year, but we would allow gravel temporarily until then. Thank you.
I don't see in favor or not in favor, but Robin Moore, did you have more to add to that? Or not?
Robin, I'm going to have you raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God.
Yes, I do.
State your name and address for the record, please.
Robin Moore, and I represent Headache 9900 North Alpine.
Thank you.
Is there anything you can add to Carrie's report or I realize
It's pretty,
straightforward?
Yeah.
Commissioners? Anything?
So just to be clear, so a couple months ago, we approved an outdoor storage. Is this a different one? Or-
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
got a
that's the
different
Kitty
one.
line.
corner, it's kitty corner from it.
That's
now.
right.
Right.
They're moving.
Their use is expanding.
Yeah,
I love
that's
that.
all, that's
I
still
think
gonna
that's
be there,
awesome.
but then
Yeah.
they need more room.
We don't want to
what's
restrict
more
that.
is the property across the street we are intending to build on as well. So I'll be back.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice,
Sounds like a good threat we want you to keep.
All
Yeah,
good.
thank you, sir.
So,
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I think you're probably.
so the other lot that we approved, is the fence already up around that
No.
yet? No, okay. And then my other question was, do we know what kind of solid surface you're using, or do we give them choices?
I think it's in the-
It needs to be approved in solid paving, concrete or.
Oh, you know what I
blacktop.
meant, isn't the fence have to be
Oh, the fence
solid?
does need to be a solid site
Solid.
obscuring. And they'll propose a fence material to us
Okay,
as
I'm
long
going to be
as it
subject to
meets,
staff review.
yeah.
okay. I
It
didn't
does
know
need
how
a
that
fence
worked.
permit before
Okay,
it goes up.
but, and the other one has to have a solid fence as well, right?
Well, there's a change there.
Yeah, they're going to be adding on to that building and expanding it, so that'll probably not be storage. It'll be
Okay.
actually under roof, and this will be the big storage.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
makes sense, thank you.
That's right. I wanted to know if this was an addition or replacing it. It sounds like this is going to be replacing that one we approved previously. Okay.
There's a lot of good stuff going on.
Business is good.
Nice,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, we're good?
Yep.
Now I have a Miss Christian? I can't, Marjone or with astrophysics? Okay, I'll speak.
Can I ask you to raise your right hand? You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes,
Thank you. Name and address for the record, please.
Marjorie Kristen, my husband and I own Astrophysics, 11250 Forest Hills Road. Which
Okay.
is would consider lot 7 on the plan diagram, which is just above that. And it's there in the middle.
Right on the curve. Yeah.
No.
The curve is the credit union. She's
Oh,
next
that's
to
right.
that.
Okay, that's right.
Right.
Been there several times.
Oh, okay.
Though we don't have any objection to the
Oh.
plan. However, we do have a telescope business and test telescopes on the site. We do request the downward lighting.
I think that is in,
That is a condition. of
that's a
the-
condition.
Yeah, and I did add that as a condition after speaking with her. Because I think we do take those concerns seriously. We want your business to be successful as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second?
Discussion? Has everyone read and approved the findings of facts?
Yes.
Yes.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Danielewicz,
Yes.
Commissioner Heidemann, yes. Commissioner Holmes,
Yes.
Commissioner Fluger,
Yes.
Commissioner Klinger,
Yes.
Commissioner Stromberg,
Yes.
This will go forward with a positive recommendation. You should be at the October 3rd meeting, 5:30. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for expanding. Item 10, text amendment to the zoning code for nonprofit and charitable institutions as a special use in the R1 and R2 zoning districts. Carrie?
Yep, a couple of years ago, the village partnered with Loves Park and the county and the United Way, and a neighborhood stronghouse was built at 825 Marie here in the village. That house is not being utilized as much as had been intended, and now the United Way is hoping to find a different neighborhood appropriate community-based organization to use the home. And that's what kind of spurred the discovery that there are a couple things that needed to be cleaned up in our zoning code, and that's what these next two text amendments are about. As far as item 10, when we were looking at where nonprofit and charitable institutions are permitted, for some reason, our code said that they're allowed as a special use in the rural residential district and in our two multifamily districts, which are actually at opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to intensity for residential uses. So we feel it only makes sense for us to draft this text amendment to include nonprofit and charitable institutions as a special use in the single family and two family residential districts as well. This is all that this proposed text amendment would achieve. Thank you.
Okay. Questions for Carrie? No? We need a motion.
Yes,
Same way.
say one, say one.
So can we get a motion to approve the text amendment?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
There's no
No findings, so.
No.
No findings.
discussion? Any discussion? No? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Heidemann, yes. Commissioner Holmes,
Yes.
Commissioner Fluger,
Yes.
Commissioner Klinger,
Yes.
Commissioner Stromberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Danielewicz,
Yes.
Okay.
Commissioner Heidemann, yes.
Item 11, text amendment to the zoning code definitions and regulations for residential care homes.
Yeah, so when considering the future use of the Stronghouse property, like I mentioned, we thought about the potential for residential group living. And that's when I really delved into what the code actually says now, and it didn't make a whole lot of sense. We have two uses that are basically the same thing with different regulations. We have family care facilities, which isn't defined, but has use criteria that references caregivers and ADA requirements. So you can assume it's intended as some kind of therapeutic living arrangement. And this family care facility use is outright permitted right now in our code in Ag R1 and R2 districts. Then we have boarding houses and group living, which is defined only as 5 or more unrelated people living as a single housekeeping unit. And that actually requires a special use. And it's only an option in R3 and R4 multifamily districts. So according to our regulations now, if there were 5 unrelated roommates living together, they would have to live in an apartment with a special use permit. You know, that's not happening because we don't know when that happens. And so this text amendment would completely wipe out reference to family care facilities, boarding houses, and group living, and replace that with one term that is just residential care homes. I found, looking at other codes in other areas, that that's the term for this type of use. Residential care homes is more universally used. And in our code, we'd add a definition for residential care homes. That would be a maximum of 8 unrelated persons living together as a single housekeeping unit to provide care and oversight and other appropriate services to meet the social, recreational, medical, employment, educational, rehabilitative, and other therapeutic needs of the residents. Does not include nursing homes, hospitals, adult daycare centers, child daycare centers, or a dwelling unit or living quarters which serves to house persons as an alternative to incarceration for a criminal offense. When looking at where we thought residential care homes should go, I felt that there is differentiation between when 4 or fewer people are living together and when you get 5 to 8 people living there in a home. So this text amendment I've drafted would make residential care homes permitted in the RR, R1, and R2 districts when there are 4 unrelated residents or fewer. 5 to 8 unrelated residents would require a special use permit in RR, R1, and R2 districts. Because that, when you get that many unrelated people living together, it may not resemble a single family type of housing use as much. In either case, there would be use criteria that the agency running the home needs to be certified or licensed by the state. There must be at least 70 square feet of bedroom space per resident, exclusive of caregivers' rooms. And the home shall comply with applicable state and federal regulations, including accessibility requirements. So that's the text amendment that I'm proposing. Thank you.
Are there a minimum number of bedrooms?
No, just the code now says 70 square feet of bedroom space per resident. So it would depend how many residents you
And
have.
if they're unrelated, should they be sharing the same bedroom?
I think maybe if they have special needs, it might make more sense for
Okay.
them to be in a bedroom together.
Questions for Carrie?
Just out of curiosity, why not R3 for the
Well,
larger
R3
units?
is multifamily.
Oh, so that's already covered?
Well, I feel like this type of use really doesn't belong where apartments are.
Okay.
Because of the residents?
Yeah, it's just more
Yeah, just-
dense and
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
it may not be appropriate in a more dense residential area, I felt.
What does the P and the S stand for in the chart?
And P is permitted and S is special use.
Got it.
And that's how I felt, that they should be split up, because when you get more people, you probably do want to run it past the neighbors and have a public hearing.
Hmm.
But when there's 4
Yeah.
or fewer people, that looks more like a regular household,
Sure.
in my opinion. But if you guys feel differently, then
No, I'm good with that.
In the other areas that you reviewed, so this minimum of 70 square feet of bedroom space, is that pretty standard across?
that's what our code already said
Oh, okay.
for
Yeah.
group living.
It's building code as well.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah, it is. That's a small bedroom.
Yeah.
It's rare that you see one that small. but-
Yeah, but then
But
if
you
it's
might have roommates, you
140
might have 2
square.
guys living in a room.
Right.
Might have
Then it would
3
have to
gals
be
living in a room.
Right, and I've seen some of the. Okay. Can I get a motion
So moved.
and a second?
A second.
Further discussion? Hearing none? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Heideman's a yes. Commissioner Alms,
Yes.
Commissioner Fluger,
Yes.
Commissioner Klinger,
Yes.
Commissioner Stromberg,
Yes.
Commissioner Danielewicz.
Yes.
Motion will be passed on. Motion carried. Passed on as positive recommendation, I guess, to the board. Other business?
Yes, thank you. Thanks to those of you who answered my call this weekend, and we are going to have a special planning and zoning commission meeting for 3 projects moving forward on October 12th, which is a Wednesday night. We are setting it for 5:30. That seems to be the best time for most of you. I know Jody, you said you were hoping we get a little earlier,
Yeah,
but
make it quick, guys. Gotta make it quick.
but thank you for agreeing to work with us on this. I would say that with the state of the economy, with everything that's been going on, there's been projects have been taking longer to get financed. Projects have been taking longer to determine whether or not the pricing materials are right, availability of labor. It's been an interesting construction season. So right after Labor Day, we got blasted with like 5 projects that came in that we weren't expecting. But hopefully we can accommodate these three requests, and I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
So you said 5:30?
5:30 instead of 6 this time. Yes, sir.
All right.
Will that take the place then of the late, there'll be another one? Okay.
If we get some applications.
Okay.
So far, everybody that had been turned in for October, we're sticking on this special meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Public comment, seeing no public, we'll pass that. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Right. Boy, I got a lot of stuff done.
That's a lot.
Welcome to